Love going live. Look forward to, if you guys are out there, please make sure you comment and like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. But obviously, if you comment, Brian's going to put you on the air.
Brian, the engineer, is going to read out your questions and we'll provide the answers.
And if we don't know the answer, we will make it up.
We will make it up, and we'll make it sound good, or at least we'll try to make it sound good. But we always do love going live here at Rifles, Rods, and Broads.
Boys, if you haven't, JoJo, I must say, you look good.
You look good.
No,
we look good.
You look real good. So we got some new merch, guys, and it's available for sale. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you put your order in. You can send us an email. What's our new email address, Brian? Our new email address that we now know.
We shortened it up from like 47,000 letters to maybe how many letters, Brian? What's our email address?
Mullet Mail.
That's right. They can send Cousin Randy an email to mulletmail@riflesrodsandbroads.com.
And if you send us an email with your contact info, Brian will get a hold of you and get you set up with one of our new, actually these hoodies. These are nice hoodies right here. We got 3 colors, right?
We got 3 colors, and they're perfect time for fall. There's nothing better for fall and the holiday season here in Southern California than a hoodie.
Yeah. They look nice. We got green, we got black, and you got the
heather gray.
Oh, yeah, baby.
That's the official term, heather gray.
Right on.
So thank you guys very much for tuning in live here at our live stream. We are here on YouTube as well as Facebook, Rifles, Rods, and Broads, Langosta, myself, JoJo. Thank you very much for tuning in. Send us your questions. We'll get you some answers. Whether or not they're real questions or ridiculous questions, we'll provide real answers or ridiculous answers.
Absolutely.
And then like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook as well as Instagram.
And of course, for those of you that don't know, our website is live.
It is live, man.
Yep, we got our first blog article on there. We're very proud of it. It's still a work in progress, but we will make it so that you can purchase your merch on there directly.
And I appreciate that, Langosta, because your writing and the way that you put things into perspective, it's really helpful. So what's that first blog article about?
Brian, what's the first blog article about? Because we have 4. We have 4, so there's a different order. I don't know which one got published. So
I think it's the takedown rifle, isn't it?
Yes, it is about the takedown rifle.
Oh, okay, all right. And by the way, we're going to be shooting that eventually. We really were talking about it seriously, doing it on this episode, but we can't do it. We can't handle guns due to the YouTube.
Last time we did that didn't go too well.
We got unplugged.
We got unplugged from YouTube, but we stayed on Facebook for a little while.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to do a side-by-side comparison on the HS Precision 300 Win Mag takedown rifle, the HS Precision short tactical rifle, and the latest one that I've gotten, which is the 300 PRC, which is one of the newer calibers. Actually, it's the newest caliber that I have. And I've actually shot that rifle at 1,000 yards already. So it's pretty cool.
I tell you what, there's nothing more for people that enjoy hunting and guns in general than to talk about like cartridges.
Yeah.
And what caliber people are using.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to throw down a challenge coin. Challenge to JoJo and Brian. Have you ever shot at 1,000 yards?
I have not shot at 1,000 yards.
Have you, Brian, shot at 1,000 yards?
No, sir.
I throw a challenge coin that I can get you hitting a steel target at 1,000 yards within 20 shots. Or less.
Yards
or
within
less.
Within 20 shots or less.
Or less with one of my little play bang bang sticks.
Well, I mean, you've got the guns, obviously, the rifles to do that, but also you load your own ammo.
Yeah.
Which I think makes a big difference, right?
We got our first comment here on the screen.
All right. So what is that?
I don't know.
Okay.
This guy.
You're the what?
You're late, boys.
Oh. Well, thank you for keeping time there. But, we have technical difficulties due to the fact that we're amateurs at this whole thing, and we're trying to figure it out as it goes.
We're getting there. We're running on what they call Hawaiian time.
That's right. So I'm sorry. Before the air horn blew my complete thought process here, we're talking about shooting at 1,000 yards. So yeah, I'm gonna get you guys set up either with a 300 PRC or the 6.5 Creedmoor, and I'm gonna get you guys banging some steel at 1,000 yards.
The 6.5 Creedmoor, huh?
Yep. We just got to put a new scope on that thing. It looks sexy.
I got the pictures from you, and I was like, oh, here we go again.
It looks sexy, man. So I had to get these really tall mounts for it because the bell is so big on the end. That's what she said. And it didn't fit. It didn't fit. So
Only the tip.
only the tip, please. Be kind. So I had to get a taller. Anyway, it's 4 or 5 different mounts that I had to get this stupid scope on that thing, and it was kind of irritating.
Oh yeah, so are you returning the other ones?
I'm returning
that you did?
$400 worth of equipment back to Amazon. Sorry, Amazon.
Oh man, my wife calls that making money. She buys a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, what is this at our house? Every single day, as I come home, whether it's in the mail room or on our doorstep, there's just a ton of boxes.
Yeah,
and I'm like, what is all this stuff? She goes, babe, that's how I make money. I buy stuff and I return it, and it feels good because I get money back.
That's the most insane thing I've ever heard.
So as I'm leaving for work, there's a bunch of bags and boxes by the door, and I'm like, what are you doing today? She goes, oh, I'm going to the bank. I'm making money. And I'm like, okay, whatever makes you feel good, because it feels good kind of seeing those those credits coming back. But
my Lord.
Yeah, that's kind of her job. She spends money, makes money back.
It's like a boomerang.
So,
it's like,
hey, you never lose money, right? It's break even. So
okay, well, that's one strategy. Hey, Susie Orman, make note of that, will you? If you buy stuff on Amazon and return it, you never really spent the money.
Unbelievable.
Right on. Well, listen, getting back to our show tonight, we're going to be talking about we got several segments, right?
We do.
So give a little quick synopsis of your part of the.
We've got a lot of things going on. We're going to update a lot of people on what's going on here in California, Southern California, and we do need to talk about the fact that it is the holiday season.
Yes.
So Christmas music is going to begin playing on the radio, and I know everybody, as you go to your mailbox or you check your email, you're getting all this sale. It is the biggest sale of the year after there have already been like 5 different biggest sales of the year. So
speaking of sales, dude, they opened up a Bass Pro at the Irvine.
They did.
It's been open.
I haven't been there.
I didn't even know about it until just recently. I saw it on a yes sir. I saw it on outdoor advertising, and the damn lady in accounting here knew more about the Bass Pro being open than I did. I feel like I'm behind the scenes, so definitely got a little Christmas shopping over there.
There's a lot of Christmas shopping, and I know the catalogs just came out, and I think every hunter and fisherman looks forward to the Bass Pro Christmas catalog. It's almost as if, we as grown men, grown adults, that's like what the J.C. Penney catalog meant to us when we were kids.
Yeah.
Now we're
Toys
getting
R Us,
Toys R Us, man.
That was it.
Now we're getting the Bass Pro Shops and the Cabela's Christmas catalogs.
I'm excited to go to the store. My favorite part of the stores is the taxidermy. They probably have $5-6 million worth of taxidermy.
A ton.
Yeah.
A ton.
So hopefully, since it's a new store, they have new taxidermy, because the one over here in Rancho Cucamonga, for those of you who don't know, there is a town in California called Rancho Cucamonga.
It's not just a part of the Grateful Dead song.
No, it's literally in the middle of nowhere. Like when you say you're going to Rancho Cucamonga, you're going to this side of freaking planet.
I lived there, man.
You lived there?
6 years. I went to Alta Loma High School, right next to Rancho Cucamonga.
No kidding. Well, I bet you didn't go to L.A. every day. I bet you just stayed there.
Yes.
Which is it's a very nice place to live if you stay there. If you don't have to drive in the hellacious traffic to get into LA. Anyway, so that store has been open for maybe 15 years, 20 years now, or maybe a little longer than that. So the taxidermy, after a while of a lot of people putting their grimy little fingers on it, is a little bit worn. Mm-hmm. So it'd be nice to look at some new taxidermy. Yeah,
they got that new store opened up in Irvine. I have not gone yet. I mean, if you GPS it with no traffic, like both the stores are pretty much like the same distance.
There's a Sportsman's Warehouse in Corona, I think, too.
There is.
Not That's the first I've ever seen that. And that's been open a little bit longer.
They've got some sales too, and I know one of our guys is looking to purchase a rifle to replace the 6.5 Creedmoor that has broken 3 times on him.
I believe he had a unintended disassembly, inverted disassembly.
He sure did.
What is Elon Musk call it?
He's not going to be shooting at 1,000 yards for sure with that thing.
What did Elon call his rockets when they blew up? It was what was it called, Brian? Do you know what that was?
No idea.
Something about unintended or unplanned, unscheduled disassembly. Something like that.
Brian, can you Google that, please?
I'm on it.
So, have you ever shot Bass Pros on a Black Friday sale?
It's pretty crazy. I think I've been there. Yeah. It's like a football game. It's like elbows to elbows.
It can get kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And, I think it was maybe about 4 years ago, myself and Misha went out to, the whole plan was this. It was like, wake up early. We've got the Black Friday sale at Bass Pros, so let's hit that up. But at the same time, let's go do some hunting. Because going out there to Ranch Cucamonga, right, it was like, okay, well, where are we? We've got some tags. There's some birds that are in season. So let's hit up the Black Friday sale and then let's go grab us some birds and possibly some big game.
Wow.
So it looks like Elon Musk called it a rapid, unscheduled disassembly.
There you go. That's pretty cloose.
Yeah.
So that's what happened to this rifle that blew up twice. We're not going to say the brand. But look, Misha, I'm going to tell you something. Hello, Mr. Zimmer. We're going to give you a little bit of
the keys to my bimmer.
Oh, there's Dave Ramsey says want to kill. So for those of you that are considering getting a rifle and you come across like a $500 rifle, maybe a $600 rifle, keep going. Don't get that one. Get one that doesn't disassemble on its own when you least expect it. So maybe spend double. You should probably not spend less than $1,000 on a rifle.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got a used rifle that, let's say the true value was $1,500 or $1,300 and you got it for $800-900, that's okay. But like if your stock is synthetic and like the screws don't go all the way through and it looks jiggly and it just don't look good, it won't shoot good.
For those of you that are wondering about Langosta's description there, what he is doing is describing all of my guns.
Oh my God. Not all of your guns, maybe just that one rifle. Actually, it's a Model 70. You just have a really lousy stock. You have a Savage.
I have a Savage, yeah.
But is it a 110?
110.
No, it's a great rifle. You just got like the disposable stock.
Right.
So dispose it or recycle it or whatever.
I disposed of the first one and I got a disposable second one.
Oh my God. So they make really good aftermarket stocks for that rifle.
I know, but they're just as much as the rifle.
Well, because that's the price it should have been in the first place. That's the price. You know, if the one that is affordable goes in the garbage can, it's not the one.
Man. Oh man, we'll be talking about this later in terms of dream hunts and the weapon of choice.
Look closely, guys. If you see that little triangle with the little arrows, little green arrows that resemble recycling, don't get that one. Don't do that.
But in California, we got some good prices for the plastic that we turn in.
Yeah. No, it's a problem, dude. It's just a problem. Just save yourself all the aggravation. Look, if I could record people at the range cussing at these $400 to $750 rifles, right? You could run an endless loop of different cussing in different languages
of things that have gone wrong.
It's mostly that it's not shooting straight. So they end up burning, ammo's not cheap, as you know.
It's not cheap.
So when you burn $45 worth of ammo, and that's one box, and you go through 3 and your shit's still not centered, you're not sighted in.
Right.
Yeah, you just blew that. That's just money gone.
Yeah.
So, there's guys that, they're here in California, we got everything, right? We got obviously we got white people, we got Latino people, we got Asian people. And they're all cussing in their own native language on the bench at their rifle because the shit don't shoot straight. Oh. So just don't do that.
It's called misspelling MOA.
Yeah, it's a fucking shit show is what it is.
Oh man.
cousin Jay's got he's calling out cousin Randy. Jay, don't worry, man. Cousin Randy's coming on the show later. In fact, we got
he's
Mullet
drinking
Mail
in the other room right now.
Yeah. By the way, if you guys have any Mullet Mail stuff, please send it to Mullet Mail at Rifles, Rods, and Broads. That's Mullet Mail at Rifles, Rods, and Broads. He's splashed up on the screen there, so you can check a look at it.
So there are a lot of Black Friday sales, and I shared that Black Friday sale. It's almost as if like you look through all these different catalogs, and everything is just not. It's not need. It's want.
Sure, but that's the purpose. Look, dude, we go to work, right? We got to go to work, and we got to deal with shit at work all day. We got to deal with all the complaining and all the drama and all that stuff. And you know what the rosy, the little pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is that you get to go to Bass Pro and get the gun you want. How about that? That's right. So when, your significant other complains about this, that, or the other thing, I'm like, how much did you spend on a scope? How much did you spend on a rifle? Yeah. The rings are how much? It's like, baby, this is how I keep my sanity.
Or if you're Langosta, you can go to Paso Robles and grab the gun.
That's a straight bribe. That's a straight bribe. She was actually rather perturbed. She's like, what? We're not here for wine and spending time. I'm like, no, baby, it's a twofer. It's a twofer. In my mind, the two most valuable things in my life are you and the two Berettas that I just bought. So if I got to do both in one trip, don't look at it as a negative.
Yeah.
Women logic don't follow that.
Oh man.
So I had a little dark time there, but the wine made everything better.
Oh, I'm sure it did. Some great wine,
drink
too.
Faster. In fact, the more you drink, the less you open your mouth if you're drinking it. Then you have less likelihood you're going to say something stupid. So, anyway.
I don't know, man. This is the time of year where it's like I try to discipline myself and tell myself, okay, don't spend too much. But I can tell you already that I'm looking. The problem with me is that if I'm scrolling Facebook, if I'm scrolling Instagram, or if I'm checking my email, I'm getting pinged all the time with these different sales.
Yeah.
And I'm a sucker for sales. It's things that I have multiple of, like where, one is none and two is one. I don't even know what to say about 3 or 4.
Right.
But Go Hunt has some great sales. Black Ovis has some great sales. Everybody's coming up with these, Black Friday sales before, Fridays before the actual Black Friday, so you're left in anticipation of, okay, is this the best price that I'm going to get? But I will say that this time of year is really, and this is no new news to anybody, to literally buy what you need because you're probably going to get the best price for it.
Well, that's an interesting comment. I have said this, and I say this as I'm smiling, as I'm kind of cracking up inside.
And I can't wait to hear this.
I've said this multiple times, but I'm a professional buyer. Now, most people would think like, oh, you're like Dave Ramsey's nightmare. Susie Orman would fucking lock up your bank account, blah, blah, blah. But it's quite the opposite. Because I'm always shopping, right, I very seldom buy because I'm waiting for a deal. Right, so I know what I want. Like, I'll give you this straight up, full disclosure. I want a staccato. Staccato's not on the roster, so you got to get it, from a private party, and it's literally sometimes 2 to 3x its retail value to anybody that lives in the free state of the United States other than California.
Educate me. So what the heck is a staccato?
A staccato is a 1911. You know what a 1911 is? A pistol, right? So, but it's chambered in 9mm. So it's a double stacked 9mm. And but it has all the functions of a 1911. So it's only a single trigger. It has a little 2 different manual safeties and stuff like that. But it's a badass gun. Like if you are a true marksman, like at the highest level, that is the gun that is very sought after. Very sought after. So LAPD they just approved it. So LAPD has their own serial number on it, right? And dude, it's a badass gun. These guys in Texas make him. And it really is a super high quality custom pistol that's mass made.
So you just said it's not on the roster. So for those of you that are listening to the show, What does that mean, not on the roster here in California?
So in California, in order to get a gun that is not on the California approved roster of handguns, we're talking about handguns now. If you want to get one of those guns, you have to get it from a private party. So meaning not a store. So it would be somebody that came in from out of state that moved to California and happened to have one. If you have a relative that owns one, like let's say your father or your kids, because you could actually gift it up and down, legally, meaning father to son, son to father, between parents, not cousins, not even brother and sister has to be.
So Randy could not qualify.
No, Randy. Well, Randy is lightly not related to me, but that's another story. I mean, we're still on the DNA is still out there, so we'll see what happens. The testing is still inconclusive, but anyway, so if you're not on the roster of approved guns retail wise, you have to get it in the secondary market. Long story short, okay. So what that means for guns those guns are normally 30% to 50 or 60% more expensive, or 60%, sometimes double what they are. Like, let's say a Colt 1911, an old Colt that you can get anywhere else in the U.S. for $2,500. You're gonna be paying $5,000-$6,000 for that Colt. Here
in California.
Yeah, let's say a Colt made in the 80s or in the 70s, late 70s. So this is the you talk about what Randy would rant about. It would probably be about the damn gun roster. And now it's being challenged, and it's very likely it's been found unconstitutional, and it's making its way through the court system. So hopefully in the next 2 or 3 years that won't even matter anymore, along with a lot of the crazy laws that we have here. But anyway, long story short, the Staccato that I want is not available on the normal market, so it'll have to be a private party deal, and I'm probably going to pay double. So the retail price on that is $2,600. I saw one for $4,000 with no magazines. The magazines are $120 each.
Dang.
I require 6, maybe 8. So
sounds like you're going to be
it's a problem.
Buying more wine.
It's a problem.
Or drinking
It's a problem. It's a problem. It's definitely a problem. So anyway, I've been coveting that gun for 2 years now. I mean, it's the bottom line. So I haven't pulled the trigger on the $4,000 one. Maybe 2 months ago, I found the fancy one that was $6,000. I didn't pull the trigger on that either. So I'm still shopping. I'm waiting for a deal.
Wow.
Yeah. So
a couple of us have been talking about having an intervention for you.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
When the square footage of the amount of safes you have, is double the size square
of the
footage
garage.
of the garage.
I don't have that big of a safe. The truth is, the one place I went to go look at, they have a safe you can walk into. Now that is a safe, my friend. I got a little locker room. Looks like something at the gym or something. You hang your pants in.
Oh man, that only comes up in like action movies, the walk-in safes.
Yeah, I want one of those badly. They can't fit it in there, unfortunately. I think I would have to spend significant money on therapy with my wife to keep her from jumping off. Yeah, that may be a problem. I can't do it. But I want to.
I'll tell you what, the first thing that I did in this sales season, and by the way, happy holidays to everybody that's out there and listening, because it is the holiday season. Thanksgiving is coming up, and hopefully everybody has so much to be thankful for. And the sound of turkeys is just, it's going off. But one of the things that I did pull the trigger on was buying an additional 12 arrows.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were on sale.
Yeah.
And for those of you that are out there listening, some arrows are not cheap. So you have to take advantage of when the price is right for some custom arrows that you've got to pick them up. So that was kind of my first purchase. Yep.
Well, get another 12, man. Another 12. They're on. See, look, here's the thing.
Don't tell me that, because I will.
No, you should. Look, you wait all of this time, right? And like arrows, you need there's no archery hunting without arrows. It doesn't happen, right? And when you go practicing and stuff, I don't know about you. I'm not that good. I whack out a couple of them. Every third trip I lose one. either the little notch gets popped off, or I have a little whoops and I never find it type of thing.
Or you Robin Hood it.
Yep. Do a little banking it off the edges there. So anyway, if you find a good deal, like a legit good deal, I'm all in. When I find good deal on ammo, like 9mm,
Yeah.
I'll buy twice as much as I. It's like same thing with the stupid shotgun shells when we were shopping we were getting ready for the quail hunt, right? I think I went through 7 cases.
I've never gone through so many shotgun shells.
Yeah.
Prior to that hunt.
I've never bought. Look, I would buy like 4 boxes when I'd go.
Right.
I'd never buy a case.
Right.
Now it was like, I'll take a case.
Yeah, I brought 2.
How much is that? I'll take 2 cases. I've never done that. I've never done that before. But the place that I found it, I got a good deal. I think online I ended up I think it was like under $12 a box for the steel stuff.
Well, that's the stuff that we went to with. That's the stuff that you took hunting? Because you got a good deal on the stuff that we took up to More and More.
Oh, I got a good deal. I definitely got a good deal on that. I think that stuff I got for $10 a box. I bought 3 cases of that.
Wow.
Yeah. But the alternative was $14. More
it's
and more.
Expensive.
It's $18, $20 a box. So, that's my thinking. Like if I restrained from buying it retail for X number of months, and I know that we're coming up to the due date of whatever the event that's we're gonna do, when you get a good deal, you gotta pull the trigger. Can't be
no doubt.
Can't be squeamish about that.
For archery season, it's kind of interesting too, because this time of year, as the archery hunts, and more specifically the archery elk hunts, kind of come to an end, all these bow companies start releasing their 2025 lineup.
Oh yeah.
And I'll tell you what, today was a special day.
Okay.
So PSE released their bow a few weeks ago.
All right.
Hoyt, which is another very well-known archery company, released their RX-9,
all right,
a week or 2 ago.
Okay.
But today was a special day for me because I am a Matthews shooter.
I love Matthews, man.
I am a Matthews shooter, and for those of you in the know, Matthews just announced and released their Lift X.
Lift X.
So their Lift X is their flagship bow that's going to be available now and into 2025. And I've not always, but I've been looking for, a new bow. So I have 2 bows because everybody needs 2 bows.
Oh, you need 2 bows for sure.
So Lift X came out. It was released. The information was released today from Matthews, and they highlighted all the new stuff that we have or that they have going on with the bow. There's all kinds of different things that you can watch out there
Go to Bose.
On YouTube or what have you. And, one of the things is that you can make micro adjustments. So many times when you have to tune your bow, you need a bow press. Well, they've got stuff on there where you don't need the bow press anymore. You can tune your bow without a bow press.
Oh, really?
Their limbs have been upgraded from the lift system. There's all kinds of new accessories that can be put onto that bow. And I'm looking at that Lift X 33. So that 33-inch axle to axle is the puppy that I'm looking at.
Nice.
I don't know what the color will be. So you can see there that the price, and they've actually got a new grip. It's a customizable grip so that you can pick what feels most comfortable in your hand as you're holding that bow.
It's a double cam. It's a dual cam. Brian, go down to the thing. Let's see how much that thing weighs.
Dude, it's sick. That weight on that bow for that size is super light. So it's not bad at all. Look at that. Physical weight, 4.26 pounds. Now, the other thing that they have, so there's another company called UltraView. UltraView is an up and coming company. It's kind of been popular for the past few years, but they've just been so innovative in terms of like the archery accessory business. Yeah. So you have the UV slider sight along with their UV release, and it has just, they teamed up together, and they have a UV sight that is specific to the Matthews lift. And I started adding things up. So
It's gonna be $4,000.
oh,
It's gonna be
man.
$4,000.
Like literally.
It's gonna be $4,000.
Yeah. So
No.
the bow itself, the MSRP, the starting price is going to be $14.69. So people think like, if they're getting into bow hunting and they're looking at a flagship, like, okay, $14.69, I can afford a bow. Well,
Bare bow.
that's bare bow.
Bare bow. No sight.
So
no.
that sight, that UV sight that fits with the Matthews is going to drop another $6.99.
Holy smokes!
The
$700.
quiver is going to cost like another $2.99.
Okay.
The rest is going to cost another $269. The stabilizers are going to drop you another $500. So Apple
gonna
just
be 4Gs.
updated to like that iOS 18, so where you can see the math actually adding up, which I hated about Apple.
Okay.
That you couldn't see it, but they fixed it. But I did the math, and the bow that I want.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't say that I need it yet.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really, really want it to where, I need it.
$37.75. The price is $37.75.
And it's probably going to end up that much because just with no tax, it is $3,488.
Oh shit! I see. I know
No
my prices.
tax.
Professional shopper here, people.
Professional shopper right there.
Nailed it within $50.
And that is not going on any Black Friday special by
No.
any means. It's going to be on back
Full
order.
price, baby.
It kind of amazes me how the whole hunting world, the whole hunting industry has just, every year there's going to be these new releases,
Yeah.
and it comes right around this time where they know you're going to be in the market, they know you're going to be shopping, and they know that you're going to be coming up for a list for Santa.
So here's the thing, dude. I view the Matthews like, okay, for the common non-hunting folk out there, the muggles. I don't know. We should come up with our own term for non-hunting people, right? Non-magical people are the muggles. What are the non-hunting people? The huggles? The
We'll
non-huggles?
figure that out.
Anyway, so an Apple, the 16, like people that chase Apple products,
Yeah.
the newest and latest Apple shit, like the new laptop, the new this, the new that.
Right.
So that's
Apple
Matthews.
AI.
That's what Matthews is, man. It's just it's beautiful. The fit and finish. I mean, I had a Matthews bow that I traded. Like I hoarded out for a kudu hunt Anyway, that's a long story short. I won't get into that. But it is a quiet bow. When the arrows fly out of that bow, all you have is just silent death flying, man. It's just, and it flies beautifully straight.
Yeah, no doubt. And all the bow companies have been doing that. Like every year. I mean, you're gonna
But they
get
don't
a
get
new
it
release
right.
and
They
everything.
don't get it right. Like the pattern on the Matthews, man. First of all, the machining, the CNC machining on the frame
Yeah.
is killer. It's smooth. There's no rough spots. The finish on it, the graphics, right? They go on perfect. Like there's no in some of the cheaper bows, like the PSCs and
It's
stuff
like
like
the
that.
Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, it is. But like the smoothness of the graphic on it, like the whole thing, dude. Like the quality of the rubber in the dampeners, the quality of the cams, the feel when you stretch out the bow. It's just if you were given 4 or 5 bows and we're blindfolded, you could tell which is the Matthews bow.
Yeah, it's nice, man. And even when things don't go right, they do the right thing. So last year's model was the Matthews Lift. And what ended up happening is that there was a lot of people that were experiencing issues with the limbs. So what they eventually did is that they changed out the limb, they fixed it, and then all the new bows that were created had those new limbs. But on top of that, and this wasn't every bow had a limb issue.
Right.
Some of them had it, but what Matthews did from a customer service perspective, which I think was the right thing to do, is that they warranted their limbs on that bow, regardless if you were the original buyer,
Right.
a secondhand buyer, a third-hand buyer. They said, you know what? We understand that this may have an issue. It's not going to happen with everybody, but if you were not the original purchaser,
It
but
doesn't
you
matter.
have that bow in your hand, we will fix it for you.
That's cool. That's like Leupold's deal.
So a lot of big stuff.
Misha's calling out the Tika T3X Superlight is mine.
So that Tika gun, he had the Elon Musk whatevers, but he's looking at that store in Corona. What's it called? Sportsman's
Warehouse.
Yeah. So that Tika is on sale, and he's looking for that in the 6.5 Creedmoor.
I think he said the Meat Eater. Your favorite guy out.
Love that show. Haven't had a new season in a while.
Ken says, get a Vanguard. I have a Vanguard. I love my Vanguard. I really do.
Yeah.
I do. I got it for the money. It's under 1,000. It's just under shy of 1,000.
Weatherby, right?
Yeah, it's a Weatherby Vanguard, but it's made by Howa in Japan, in Moruku,
Okay.
Japan.
But so Howas are made in Japan. Tika is actually made by Seiko.
Yeah, I think they're Finnish.
Okay.
They're the Finns.
So there's a lot of good deals, and
that's a great rifle. It really is. It's not like it's a crappy rifle.
And for bows, will I end up with the Matthews Lift X this season?
I think you will. If you hang around with me, you will.
I think I will. I think
now, if you wanted to look at said Matthew and stretch her out, where would you go? Would you go to High Test?
I'd go to High Tech.
I'd
go to High Tech Archery and see what it's all about. I was really debating on giving them a phone call today and say, hey, guys.
They'll have it.
Put one on hold for me.
No. Put a sight on that. Put the sight on there.
Yeah, that sight, though, that sight is pretty sick. That UV sight, the ultra view sight that goes onto that bow.
Yeah.
I was researching that because it's all available now. So it's oh, man. I'm going to get it.
I think you should.
I'm going to get it.
I'm like the little devil on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Where you're like the little good angel's like, no.
Yeah.
No, JoJo, don't spend that money. Please,
oh, man.
Don't spend
I was
that money.
texting back and forth with Pua, and she was just like, are you serious? And I was like, babe, I'm totally serious. Like this is going to take care of me for the next 10 Christmases. And then she goes, because she started off with Merry Christmas, and I said, oh, this is going to be like the next 10 Christmases. And then she sends me a text real fast back. She goes, I'm going to take a screenshot of this and hold you to it.
It can be a Merry Christmas.
So we'll see what happens with that, but totally interested. It's a beautiful bow. I was kind of waiting for Matthews to come out with it, so when they finally released it, it was pretty exciting.
Look, dude. Okay, so here's the case. I'm gonna throw you over the edge right now.
Okay. Let me get my wallet up.
The beautiful
because I'm online right now and I'm ready to hit buy.
The beautiful thing about getting the new shit is that you have the new shit
for the next 365 days.
Well, hold on a second. I'll tell you what. I bought that Matthews used, but I really liked it. It was the helium, and it was probably had been out a few seasons already. So because it was so light, I loved everything about it.
Yeah,
right. I loved everything about it. I didn't go shoot it at the store or anything like that. I kind of bought it cold. I did a little bit of research, and I liked the configuration, like the fact that it was light and all that stuff. And I just bought it. And I ended up spending, before I went to Africa on that trip, I think I ended up spending almost half of the bow value on arrows because I took 2 dozen.
Uh-huh.
I remember my buddy who went with me to Africa, he's like, "What? You don't need, bro, you need like 4 or 5. I'm like, hey, listen, dude. We're not going to your favorite little deer hunting spot, bro. There's hundreds of animals to be shot over there, and I ain't going to Africa 11,000 miles away with a bow and 3 arrows. That's not going to...
Yeah.
Stop talking. Please, stop. Don't give me any advice about that. Thank you.
I have an idea of who you're talking about.
Yeah. It's exactly that person.
Yeah.
So
we'll just call him Eric, but have him remain anonymous.
So to his credit, he took it apart while we were there and fixed the sight. It was kind of shooting a little funky, and he calibrated it, and by the time it was done with it, it shot really well. But that bow never made it back. I ended up trading it for a kudu. So the one of the owners, the landowners, he wanted a bow for his kid, and he ended up shooting mine, and he fell in love with it like I did. It was like, it was not a new bow, but it was new to him.
Yeah.
And it was in great shape. It wasn't all beat up. I take care of my stuff. And she's in Africa somewhere.
So it kind of sounds like you're in the market too, or should be in the market.
I am always in the market for Matthews. I may have to go and help you out.
Yeah.
Help you. Help
I'll let you know when I'm going. It's going to be on a Friday or it's going to be on a Saturday. And I'll tell you what, I don't think I've ever gone to an archery shop with the semi-intention of buying a bow and not leaving without said bow. So if I end up there.
You buy. We're going to buy. Yeah.
Yikes.
I feel it. Now, the only problem is we don't have any place to damn shoot it. They closed the damn South Bay Archery place.
I know that South Bay Archery Club that I belong to, and a lot of our club members from the Redondo Rod and Gun Club belong to, still hasn't opened up. So I think what we're going to be doing is heading down to the El Dorado Park. So El Dorado Park in Long Beach has an archery range, and one of the good things about that is that if you just pay their annual parking fee, which is $65, then you have access to the archery range, which is good. So we'll be heading down there. But the problem with that range is that it's just all straight flat shots. So with South Bay Archery Club, you had the elevation, you had angles that you could shoot at. You had
we can shoot at Oak Tree
targets.
We can shoot at Oak Tree.
Oak Tree is awesome too.
Shoot up down, and I think they have at Ellie Clay's. I don't know if they got rid of it. They used to have a little loop that you could do.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, there's places to shoot. It's just a matter of kind of going out there. The whole thing about the South Bay Archery Club is just it was so damn freaking convenient,
perfect.
right?
Perfect.
It was just like literally 20 minutes away. And again, it's we've said it before. It's the most beautiful archery range that exists.
It is. It's definitely a big loss. All right, so moving on to the next segment. What are we talking about next?
So one thing that I do want to bring up is that here in California, one of the big things is fishing, right? And we are a hunting and fishing show. And some big news happened on November 11th this month.
November 11th.
November 11th. So what ended up happening was that there was a guy who went out on a boat, and his name is Earl Gill. Earl Gill booked his trip on the XL out of San Diego. I'm going to go fishing with the boys. And he ended up on this trip. They went down south because the yellowfin bite in Mexican waters has just been hot.
Look at this
thing. Little did he know,
holy
or anybody know, that there is a potential record-setting yellowfin tuna that was caught just north of Cabo San Lucas. So the last yellowfin record was 427 pounds, and that was caught back in 2012.
Wow.
So years ago, 12 years ago in 2012. And Earl Gill just hooked up into this yellowfin tuna, again, north of Cabo San Lucas on the XL out of San Diego, 443 pounds.
Yeah, baby.
443 pounds of yellowfin tuna. They are still kind of going through the process of the IFGA to see if that is going to be the official record. But you see here there from the video clips from Friedman Adventures and them weighing it down in San Diego, 443 pounds. Dude, that is a freaking cow.
That is a lot of sashimi.
And it was caught California style, man. They said he had a Macara 20 made by Okuma, 100-pound braid, rail rod style, nighttime fishing. The XL came up on Fish on the Radar, dropped the line as so it goes on these sport fishing boats that are coming out of California, and then reeled up this 443-pound freaking tuna.
Yeah, baby.
God, that's a lot of fish, man.
That's a lot of fish, bro.
Imagine that phone call, right? Like, hey, Langosta.
I got a sword. A knife for that.
we're coming down to the club. Oh, yeah, what'd you grab? 443 pounds.
Dude, we have to get another table. I don't think we can put that much weight on that table.
That is.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Well, congratulations, my man. That's a hell of a fish you brought in.
That is a hell of a fish, and I can't imagine the fight. I mean, when you're fighting that fish, it must have just been tiring.
Sure.
and just reeling and just
the anxiety of looking at your rod bend out, like when is this thing gonna break?
Right.
It's just gonna break off.
and I can't even imagine, whenever you're fishing for tuna or any fish, once you get that flash of color, it's almost as if you get that additional pinch of adrenaline. But not only that, your thought process is like, don't break off, don't break off, don't break off. Don't break off.
That's just
so then you're looking at the deckhands. It's like, oh, motherfucker, you better gaff this fucker good. Get him good. Get him good. The deckhands have like freaking 14 gaffs, and they're just like, wow, this is a big fish. But 443 pounds.
That's crazy.
Unbelievable, man.
Brian, what does Charles have to say?
He says, for the fishermen, they have Fred Hall and PCS. What shows do they have for the hunting community?
Rifles, rods, and broads.
Yeah, get your latest fishing news here. Actually, to be honest with you, that's your department, JoJo. I'm more of a rifle hunt, kill.
So I spend most of my time actually in action. So I'm not sure of, and I haven't really kept up to date with how many hunting shows that we have kind of promoting the hunting and or hunting industry here in California. For the most part, it's been mostly gun shows.
Yeah.
And when it comes to shows and hunting, a lot of times what people will do is that they'll actually go out of state. So states like Montana, states like Utah, states like Arizona, they have really big shows that really showcase hunting as an industry.
Yeah, Fred Hall used to have a few outfitters, like the California, the guides that went hog hunting and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's definitely mostly a fishing show. I know that the outfitter that I went with one year to Colorado, he went to a show in Sacramento, a sportsman show in Sacramento, and then in Pennsylvania. And obviously, for those of you that know, the Dallas Safari Club and the Safari Club International, they're coming up. It's going to be, I think, at the beginning of February, and SCI is in February. So I'm thinking about going to. I've never been to Tennessee, to Nashville. I'm thinking about taking my wife wine tasting, bourbon tasting in Nashville. Baby, we're gonna go look at some. We're going on the Bourbon Trail. And she wakes up. And we're like in the freaking hotel at the SCI show. Like, what the f is going on here? I'm like, baby, there's bourbon in here in the lobby. Come on down. Let's go.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
Oh.
So anyway, this is the thing that we wrestle with, right, as married men, to deal with the time spent between the family and in the field.
Yeah, that's the conversation about vacation talk too, because it always comes up. So where are we going to go on vacation? Where are we going to go for the girls' spring break, for summer break? And I'm like, sounds like a road trip. Well, where are we going to go? Utah, Colorado,
Arizona,
Wyoming, and it's like we end up in Europe, so I lose.
Well, I had to do a twofer last year. I had to take my wife. Last year we went to Spain. So we went and did a little European adventure, and we're probably gonna go back to Spain. Went to Spain and Rome last year.
Nice.
I don't know. This year just completely got away from me. I just went to Africa this year in the beginning of the year. I didn't take my family anywhere good. So I'm sorry, family. It kind of blows. Actually, we're going to Mexico City.
Oh, when are you going to Mexico City?
Well, so we went to my wife and I went to Mexico City in the beginning of the year.
Great pictures, great place.
It was pretty fun. Isabella couldn't go because apparently nobody looked at her passport to see that it was expired.
Wow.
So her ass got left. So
Whose
anyway,
fault was it, Dad or Mom?
No. I blame her. 100%. I didn't have her passport. Everybody felt like they were so territorial. Normally I have all the passports, and everybody wanted their own passport. Like, I don't know if they were going to flee the country or something and not tell me, but long story short, she had her passport and we're like a week out and their passports expired. So that's a no-go on that.
That's a no-go item.
So anyway, we booked, we're going to be going this year, around Christmas time.
Right on.
A little quick trip to Mexico City. See what happens there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. What? Buy 2 and return 1. What are we talking about?
You'll be making money.
That's right. JoJo said he buys things and returns.
Oh, he's talking about like the bows.
That's right.
Buy 2 and return 1. Okay. Well, yeah, they don't return bows.
Oh, I don't know what the investment grade would be on my strategy there.
I'm sorry. I've moved on from that.
I'm over here pointing at the screen.
Yeah, I don't know what the reference is. That's why I kept ignoring it.
Brian's yelling at us with his hand.
Producer.
JoJo. Brian is like browbeating me into saying something about the comments. For Christ's sake.
Oh, man.
Would you like to read the comment? See
Sure.
how the camera covers half of the thing?
Friend of the show says, hold your status, JoJo. High Tech didn't have the lift in April, so I doubt they will have the X any sooner.
That's fine because I'm expecting additional funds in February, so I can get away with holding out to April and putting in my order now.
Oh, Raul's ready for another Africa trip.
I bet he's ready for another Africa trip because, after the podcast that we had and all the stories that we told, that was an amazing trip. So, and we've got a lot more Africa to talk about, I'm sure.
Funny as you said, I think it's a good segue into the dream hunts.
Okay.
Is there anything else you wanted to add to your previous stuff?
No, I mean, all I can say is that we got some other things that are coming up, but let's get to dream hunts and
go ahead and cover. Let's cover that. And we'll slide into dream hunts.
So the other thing that I'd say is just that for all of you that are out there listening and wondering what there is to do here in California here during hunting season is in full swing.
Sure.
So for the archery guys and the big game, all that good stuff has kind of settled in, and we're all into the late stuff. So all the big game hunters, they're pulling out their rifles, they're grabbing their favorite cartridge. But for the upland game enthusiasts,
that's right. We got
now we are in season. So as it comes to upland game here in California specifically, we've got everything that you need. Pheasant is in season. Okay. You've got quail in season until January 26th. So if you haven't gone quail hunting or you're interested in quail hunting, it's available until January 26th. And I can tell you that there's a lot of quail out there.
Probably the last 2 years, this year and last year, have been, I've never seen so many quail.
It's I mean, shit, our hunt, it was freaking
epic. It was
unbelievable.
Yeah, it was epic.
Chucker is in season until January 26th, so that's general and statewide.
I saw Misha whacked out a couple of those little suckers.
He did.
Dude, those are hard to shoot, bro. They're like from Afghanistan.
And he shot him with a 410 single shot.
No shoot. Wow.
Yeah.
You little skillet shot?
I don't think so.
Wow.
That's shot him in the air. He prayed. So, crazy.
That's awesome.
Dove, the second season of Dove is open. So that opened back up on November 9th, and that's going to December 23rd. And then also, too, one of everybody's favorite birds this time of year, turkey, is currently open.
Now, we had a little bit of turkey action at the club. I think you missed it last week.
I did miss it.
Yeah, they grilled some turkey.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Who?
I don't know. It was there. I got there a little bit late, but it was definitely cooked out.
If any of you guys are listening, got his limits of turkey.
Yes, he did. Any of you guys listening, who cooked the turkey last week?
Let us know.
Yeah, if you guys are watching.
Yeah, but turkey's open. It's always a fun time to hunt turkey during the fall. That's open till December 8th.
I've never killed a wild turkey.
It's either sex.
Have you killed the turkey in California?
I've killed a turkey here in California. I've killed a couple turkeys. The first turkey I killed was with Kenny from the club.
Okay.
And it was out on one of our club event hunts, and he handed me his Weatherby, and that was the first turkey that I killed.
Okay, but you killed it with a classy gun of all things.
Yeah, it
wasn't a $300.
No, it wasn't.
Turkish special.
It was his Weatherby that he handed to
Weatherby
me.
Orion.
In the moment, and I was just like, what do I do with this? Press the trigger.
Point, shoot, shoot, shoot. Boop, 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 boop. Yes, sir.
So that was a lot of fun, but we got turkey in season. Then also, too, it's duck time. So quack, quack.
I've been duck hunting. I've been involved in a series of unfortunate duck events.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've been on a wild duck chase.
Oh.
That's what I've been on. I've been on fucking three of them, bro. I don't know.
We don't have like Nintendo, man.
Man, we don't have enough time to tell you the stories of the stupid duck hunts.
We will get back. We will have to tell that story one time.
Yeah.
I think the other person in the party may send it as some mullet mail for cousin Randy to read.
Yep.
Do you have any hunts coming up?
I don't have a hunt booked. I have dream hunts in my mind.
Dream hunts.
That I think about a lot. When I close my gentle eyes and I wander into the twilight of dreaming, I dream of Africa again.
Africa.
Yeah. Look, don't get me wrong. Misha asked me, I don't know, a few months ago if I'd ever go back to hunting here in the States or go hunt Colorado or stuff like that. But, and I would. It isn't that it's one or the other. It's just that my business is not finished in Africa. Africa?
How is it not finished?
I've only been there 3 times. I've only spent a cumulative time of 3 months.
How's the wine down there?
It's good. It's good. It's good. I do have to take my wife to Africa for a non-hunting adventure, I'm sure. At which point she's going to throw me overboard in the boat. Okay, why don't you cue up? I think it was duck. What was duck?
I believe he's answering your question of who grilled the turkey.
Oh, it was a duck. Oh, I stand corrected. It was a duck.
Same size.
Yeah, darker meat. Darker meat. It was pretty dark. I thought it was. I thought it was kind of dark for.
So, hey, we definitely just want to take a moment to thank everybody who's joined us, everybody who's left a comment. If they're watching on Facebook and it gets interrupted, they can find us on YouTube. And if they're watching us on YouTube and we get interrupted, they can always go to our Facebook page.
And again, this is a live show.
That's right.
That's right. Thanks, guys, for throwing in your comments and your observations, and I appreciate that. It makes the show a lot more fun.
It does.
So getting back to my
Dream hunt.
Yeah, my dream hunt, man. Dude, I want to shoot. I want to hunt on land a hippo.
A hippo?
A hippo. And I do want to take another elephant. I do.
Wow.
I said it out loud. Yes, I did. I killed an elephant. It was good. I ate it. It was good. I fed 500 people.
Some of it.
It was good.
Yeah.
So I want to do that again. There's another part of Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is opened up for the importation of ivory. I mean, that's a small part of the whole thing. That's not really why I want to go hunt that. But the Karibi River is some of the most rural parts of Zimbabwe in the northeast. And they have, unlike the area that I hunted in last year, that area has plains game animals too. So if you are successful, because the elephant hunt is 10 days minimum, could do 15. So yeah, I would like to do. That's my dream hunt. I don't know that I want to hunt I don't know that I want to hunt a leopard, just because of the nature of how they hunt leopards there. It's kind of a bait thing, and I'm not making a judgment on it. It's just not my thing.
More challenge.
Well, it's just different. Like I don't know. It's just not my thing. Leopards are scary. They're pretty scary. Probably scarier than lions, although I'm mostly scared of lions more than I am of leopards.
I'm scared of every animal in Africa.
Lions are very sobering. When you're in the tall grass and the grass is this tall and it's the same color, it's identical. The lion is the color of the grass. It was like those the quail when they weren't in the grass. You can't see them. They just fell and they disappeared. And that's how it is.
That's how they've survived for such a long time.
Yeah, that's how the lions are. So when you see the footprints on the sand and it's fresh, like the edges of the footprint are sharp, the center part of their paw, they almost do like a little mound when it's fresh on the sand, and it's crisp. You could see almost their fingerprints on their paw, and I just stepped there. Things get real quick when you see that. So anyway, in fact, I think, Brian, that was one of the pictures I downloaded. If you want to show it to them so they can see.
So Karibi.
Just let me know which pictures and I'll pop it up on the screen.
There's one that's a footprint, only of a footprint in the sand. I think that's one of the pictures I downloaded. Anyway, so the Lake Karibi is a huge lake. It's a reservoir. It's like Lake Mead. It's huge. It's the largest lake in Zimbabwe in the north part. It's shared with the border of Zambia. Anyway, the animals go Zambia, Zimbabwe, and then the neighboring countries there. So all of the game animals move. There's no fences there or anything like that. So for me, that's my That's my dream.
I'd be freaked out of a freaking hippo, man. Whether on land or in water. Like I've seen some crazy videos where you have those safari boats and the hippo is just chasing and they charge.
They charge. It's true.
And that is just
that happened to me on the boat on the Chobe. Yeah. Yeah, those European tourists that I was with.
Dude, I pissed my pants. Like,
they almost jumped off the boat.
The hippo!
So in this footage right here, that's on the Chobe River, and where that elephant is, that's in the Chobe National Park. And this river, this part of the river that we're in, is infested with crocodiles. I mean, there's a lot of crocs in there. Now that elephant's tired. There's one right there. There's a big lizard right there. I mean, it's right there, man. Like the hippos and stuff we saw, they're right there.
Oh,
so like, look, that's not hunting. That area there is not a hunting area, but it is so freaking cool to experience that. And man, that was just a very impactful part.
Well, we know Raul's watching, so this is bringing flashbacks because this was the past Africa trip that you went on.
No, this is the year before.
Oh, okay.
Raul didn't go on this.
I forgot. You've only gone 3 times.
Raul went to the desert. This is the kind of well, it's kind of an arid area. It's more like California weather, but it's met by this river that dumps in from the north. So, yeah, I want to go see that again.
Well, you better put that on your Santa list.
Yeah, let me go do that next year. So I'm negotiating right now.
With who?
With the outfitter that I went elephant hunting with. He knows somebody that hunts that area. I can go hunt with him. His areas are cool. I mean, they're way cool, and he's a great hunter. Even the guys that work for him, Terry's amazing, and he's a great hunter in his own right. So that area there is that area has hippos. The elephant area doesn't have hippos. There's a lot less water, so you need a river. So I don't know, man. We're gonna see what happens.
So are you saying that it is quite possible that within the next few years, the taxidermy in the Redondo Rod and Gun Club could include a hippo?
It may. Well, no, it would be the skull.
Okay, so you'd have to kind of.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I'd. Well, I don't know. Maybe that'd be kind of cool.
I mean, we could receive another crate there.
Yeah, it's pretty big though. Look at that thing. I mean, it weighs 3,500 pounds. Something like that. A big bull. The heart alone's probably like almost 20 pounds.
You're nuts, man.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing: you can either hunt them in the river and shoot them in the head, right? And you shoot them from the boat or from land or something like that. So you do like a sniper type shot, or you do it on land. And I would take them with my double rifle. For those of you that haven't seen my double rifle, I have a 500 Nitro Express that I bought a few years ago. Now I've shot a lot. I took it to Africa on my elephant hunt, but we ended up shooting at night, and I didn't have.
And that cartridge, the 500 Nitro, that is an African game cartridge, or
sure.
like Australia or something like that. You're not using that here in the U.S.
Unless you went like a Kodiak bear hunt or something like that. I suppose you could, if you want to get close.
Yeah,
you could. I mean, you could. It'll roll whatever you hit with it. It's a big ass. It's a big boom, and you get 2 shots. You get 2 shots. So. Anyway, I wasn't able to take the elephant. That the previous owner, so I'm the 3rd owner of that double. The first owner that bought it new, he had it. He took 2 elephants in Africa with it, I want to say in the 90s, and then he sent it back to Craigoff. It's a Craigoff classic. He sent it back, and he got all of this real nice stuff done to it. He put a heavy recoil pad on it. He put a mercury tube, which helps with the recoil. It adds weight to the rifle, but it also helps dampen the push. And then he got a real nice engraving on the side plates and on the grip cap. So the only thing that I did for it, I shot that gun in preparing for this elephant hunt. I'm not exaggerating. I probably shot 500-600 rounds through it.
Wow.
Yeah, I shot a lot. Well,
Do you reload your own? Or?
You have to, because it's $300 a box of 20.
Damn.
Yeah. So I was reloading them for.
Keep on talking, because this makes my bow sound better.
Oh,
and better,
no. I blew more money in ammo than the bow cost. So I reloaded them. I had a guy at Montana Bullet Works. Shout out to Montana Bullet Works. They made me lead cast bullets, and they're very reasonable. I think I got like 50 for $2 a bullet or something like that, maybe a buck a bullet. So I bought a case of bullets from them. I think I bought like 4 boxes at a time. Anyway, long story short, I reloaded with that, and I actually like that because I could shoot at the steel, I could shoot at the paper with it, because it's a cast bullet, so it's a little bit safer than you damage any steel you hit with that. If you shoot like a regular solid. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I shot it a lot, and part of shooting it, I broke it. I broke some of the internal springs. So I sent it to Craigoff. I told him, hey man, I'm like 3 weeks out from this hunt. I really want to take it. It was 4 weeks out. And Craigoff, they sent me a shipping label. I sent the gun the next day. The guy changed all of the internal springs, cleaned everything up. I mean, the rifle's an old rifle. It's from the 90s, right? So he got it back to me. I think turnaround time is 9 days. 9 days.
Nice.
I got it back. I loaded it. I shot the shit out of it again. I shot another 4 or 5 boxes. I just want to make sure it was working.
Right.
So I shot the hell out of that thing. And I took it to Africa, and ultimately, I killed an impala. That's all I killed. I shot an impala. That was the only thing to shoot. I couldn't shoot the elephant. There was nothing else to shoot. So I shot an impala with it. We ended up using the impala as bait, and I shot the croc with the same bolt gun I shot the elephant with.
So the climax is
I shot an impala. I shot a $400 impala with.
I thought this was gonna end in the elephant.
No, I didn't. It was horrible. Yeah, it was horrible. I didn't have a setup to shoot at night. We ended up shooting the elephant like at 8:00 in the evening. It was dark. So the other gun that I took was a custom made. I had it custom made by the CZ custom shop. They made me a 450 Rigby out of the spare parts that they had there. It was literally one of the last 3 rifles that came out of the custom shop before they closed it. They stopped making guns for CZ. So luckily, I had put a red dot, a fire dot. It was a Leupold VX6 with a fire dot on it. It was like a 3x9 or something like that. No, a 1x6 scope with a fire dot, and I could see the bull at night with it.
So CZ stopped making it or customizing it?
CZ doesn't make the 550. They stopped maybe 3 years ago. They stopped making all the safari rifles. They make the new line is the 600. They make a 300 Win Mag and stuff like that, but they don't make any of the big bore stuff anymore. So like all of the CZs have gone up 3, 4, 5 times in value.
So if you go on your dream hunt, what are you taking with you?
I'm gonna take the double.
The double.
I'm gonna take the double, and I'll probably take the Rigby again, and I'll take the takedown, the Win Mag, because we're gonna shoot some plains game after that. I'm hoping. So I'll probably take 3 rifles this time. I've never taken 3 rifles.
Ooh,
but it's
the logistics.
It's just weight. It's like Paul says, you just bring half the clothes and twice the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's usually what needs to get done, because every time I pack, I do the opposite. I bring too much clothes and not enough artillery. I'm like, what the hell did I do? So I wore literally 2 pairs of pants, and I have like 7 more to go through.
No, 100%. The cool thing in Africa, right, is that they do your laundry every day. So you could really have 3 changes of clothes, and you're good. You're good. Yeah, you take 3 pairs of pants, 5 underwear, 5. Maybe we'll do one of these days. We'll do a packing list for Africa. But I that's my dream hunt. My dream hunt is to do a hippo hunt on land with my double rifle. I'm gonna take the 450 because it has the scope. So my intention would be, hunting the days for hippos. But if they tell me, hey man, we're like on the last evening and we're gonna go at dark, and we're gonna put a flashlight on and gonna shoot it, then I have to bring out the Rigby again. Wow. It's a proven producer.
But isn't it for the most part, like when you're hunting a hippo, you're not just like around a hippo. It's plural, and there's hippos.
There
are
are
they pack
hippos.
animals or what?
Yeah, they are. The bulls, well, the bulls could be by themselves. I mean, there's other hippo around. If you're in the water, yeah, there's a pod. There's a bunch of them.
Is that what they're called, a pod?
Yeah, yeah. In the water, there's a bunch of them. And there's just a lot of complications with shooting them in the water because the current could take them. They sink immediately when you hit them in the head, and then the current takes them, and you won't see them again until 45 minutes when their belly blows up. It swells, and they start floating like little roly-polies. Well, so, but it could be 2-3 miles down the river. So, it's kind of a nightmare. And I think, honestly, a hippo on land hunt is a more fair chase. I mean, it's an equal fight. The hippos are pretty mean. You really got to pop them.
Dude, they're crazy. Unless you have like a watermelon in your hand.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing, right? That's the Lion King, what I call the Lion King effect. So,
that's the version of hippos that I see. It's like, hey, have a watermelon. Right. Let's see them smash this thing.
That's how
they're
assholes
hungry hippos.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how assholes from Santa Monica get killed when they go to Africa. They're like, look at the little lion, give him a little burger, and then fucking get mauled.
So, Mufasa's coming out.
Yeah, Mufasa's coming out. So anyway, that's my dream hunt. And the other kind of bonus round of going to that part of Zimbabwe is that they have 14-foot crocs there. They've got dinosaurs there. Yeah. The one I shot was 11 feet. And Brian, pop up a little.
That picture was not included in the bundle that you sent.
Really?
Did you have to pay extra for the bundle?
Yeah, always.
So the one I shot was 11 feet long. 14 feet makes an 11-foot croc look like a lizard. An 11 croc is not a lizard. It's a big croc. I mean, I think that croc weighed 450, 500 pounds. A 14-foot croc weighs like 700 pounds, maybe 800 pounds.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, the cats over there, they love eating those things, dude.
Oh, yeah?
They love eating those things.
Tear them apart? Well,
Dude,
I've seen like
Nature
is Metal. I follow Nature is Metal on Instagram, and that's a crazy kind of site to follow on Instagram. But they show all kinds of crazy stuff. And the leopards, when they get at it with like the crocs, it's the battle for the ages.
Yeah, and leopards will eat a juvenile caiman. They'll eat a young croc. They'll eat them. Yeah, those leopards they're
deadly, man.
They're pretty brutal. They're pretty brutal.
They're a crazy animal for sure.
See, now as part of the Big Five, the rhino that's up on the screen here, that's a white rhino, by the way, for those of you that are curious. So you can tell a white rhino from looking at their lips. White rhinos eat grass, so their lips are like lawnmowers. They're flat. And the black rhinos, they browse. They actually eat brush. So they're more like almost kind of like their lip is more
pointed.
Well, it is pointy, but it also moves. They use it to grab brush.
So which one is more prevalent?
The white rhino, for good reason. Put him back on. The white rhino gets used to being around humans. He's not gonna let you pet him and shit like that, but he'll tolerate you. The black rhinos will want to flip your shit, flip your car, flip your bike, run your ass over, and that's why they don't breed them. They're still extinct. There's some places in South Africa you can hunt a white rhino. Black rhinos you can because they haven't been able to breed them because they break the fences. They're just a nightmare. Like their brain is literally the size of a golf ball, and they act like it. Like not this guy's brain is not that much bigger, but he's not like a raging asshole. I mean, the black rhinos they're real rough to be around. So that's why in kind of in rural areas where the indigenous people are, they kill them. They don't want that anywhere around because it's just a very unpredictable thing. It's really hard. I'm not saying that that's the right thing to do or anything like that, but I'm just telling you the facts, right? Like this animal is a lot easier to breed and protect, and it's made a pretty impressive comeback in the last 15 years.
Wow.
And it's mostly because of the conservation efforts of landowners. Yeah.
So we still have a couple of pictures here from some of your past African trips. So I'm just going to pop them up on the screen and just describe them.
Yeah.
But before we do that, I think the audience wants to see your African safari hat.
Well, okay. So I got to dress for the occasion. Yes.
Yeah, if you're talking about a dream hunt.
Yes. So flip it on. Flip on the pictures, and I'll go into the room and change. So what we got here is deep. This was actually from our hunt this year. This is from our hunt this year in Namibia, and Namibia, formerly known as West Africa, before its own revolution. This is a beautiful mountain kudu in the mountains of Namibia. Now, this is the animal that's the closest to the American elk. Like it lives up in the mountains. It's cold. They're super hardy, and they end up making it, man, because as soon as they see you, they start running. They don't look back. They end up running until they hit county line.
They look like they can run.
They can run. It's good eating too. We ended up having some nice steaks. Oh yeah, funny you should say that. There you go. That's a little kudu steak and some back straps and some roasted pumpkins. Man, it's good eating. You're gonna eat good if you go to Africa, man. What's another picture? Oh, this is the delicacy. This is that's the heart of the Cape buffalo. So that's an after picture. There's a before picture actually. She really cooked that really well. She made us the liver and the heart. She cooked it in butter.
You know what that liver and heart gets me?
What?
Gout.
Really? You get gout?
Guaranteed.
Well, that's the before picture. It got a couple bullets through the heart.
Yeah, that's like gout central for me.
So the
last time I ate heart was elk heart.
Really?
And the next morning, like it was like the revenge of the elk.
Oh my God.
And my ankle was just gone.
Oh no.
Yeah, I resorted to prescription drugs.
I'm sorry to hear that. We recovered the bullet. I think there's a picture too. It had over 200 pounds of wet grass in the belly, in its rumen.
Wow.
The skinners cut it out for me. That bullet was in great shape. We could have reloaded it and shot it again. I took a picture of the hoof so you could see how old this cat was. His hoofs were all worn out. By the way, I would definitely hunt Cape buffalo again.
I bet you would.
Yeah, that's Eric and I. My Cape buffalo. That was my first big dangerous game.
Eric was like super stoked on that trip too.
Man, I was lucky, dude. Oh, there he is.
There's Eric. We got to give credit to Eric.
Eric. Man, we had a great time on that trip.
That was like right after post-COVID too. So
that was in the middle of COVID.
Great freaking deals.
That was in the middle of COVID. I flew to Africa, round trip, $750.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's amazing, man.
Now look how big this beast is. I mean, look at we held out our hands so you could see how long he is. He was a big buffalo, man.
So there was purpose around that fist bump right there.
Yeah, we're just trying to give you a gauge of depth. And
that's awesome, man.
He lost all his hair. That's not mud. I mean, he had some mud on him, but.
Were you talking about Eric or the Cape buffalo?
Eric lost his hair too. So on the belly of the Cape buffalo, where you see the skin, that's all lost hair. It's just he's an old guy. He's probably 10 years old. He's a big boy. Big boy.
There we go. Eric calls it epic.
It was epic. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome, man.
What else you got, Brian? So that's just another angle you can see. His boss, which is the bases of the horns. That's what you call the boss. And he's thick. It carries the mass all the way to the tips. You see how he's real thick all the way to the tip?
Yeah.
It's not skinny. And the boss is growing into itself. So both sides of the horn is growing into itself. He has, on the top side, he has no skin. On the bottom side, he has barely any skin left.
And this guy is like, he's mounted in our club right now.
Yep.
So if ever you want to see, he is in the Redondo Rod and Gun Club. Now, how do you age a Cape buffalo?
They look at the boss. So when the guides are looking with their binos, they're really focusing on the forehead of the boss, and they're looking at the horns and how the mass carries to the tips. So when you look at that, how it carries to the tips, it makes that and the thickness of the boss. You could tell as the animal moves its head, they're gauging that how much bone, how much mass has.
So I've learned something new tonight, and that's a matter of I've never known that they called that the boss. What a cool freaking name.
Yeah, they have it called. So when you're talking about a Cape Buffalo that is old enough, mature enough to be harvested, they're looking at the bosses and they want a hard boss, which is rock hard. When they're younger, this is one of the reasons you really don't shoot a cow and mount it. I mean, you can shoot a cow Cape Buffalo and eat it, but you don't want to mount it because the boss is not hard, so it rots.
Oh.
It's soft. It
like
rots.
a velvet on a antlered
kind
deer.
of, yeah. You really don't want to shoot an elk in velvet either, because it smells.
I mean,
bad for
you got
years.
ways to preserve it, and
but it smells bad for like a long time. So anyway, the females they just whack them out, keep the skin, and sell the skin and make leather goods out of it, and sell the meat or eat the meat, etc. But yep, that's my. Now, okay, so that's one. Africa, going back to Africa, that is in my near future. Going on my dream hunt that will take me longer will definitely have to be
a penguin in Antarctica.
A bear hunt, a grizzly bear. I want a grizzly bear. Oh. Yeah, so I don't know that I can make sense of a bear hunt in Alaska, although that would be cool. I think in Romania, if I could get a Romanian interpreter to come along with.
Really?
Yeah, really. I'd take really with me. I need somebody to speak, to try and get us in and out of the jams that we'll be involved in. So Romania has
get you out of jams or in more of
well,
them?
with really you have to consider he's going to get you into more jams than he's going to get you out of. But all kidding around aside, it's very affordable. You can go on a big bear hunt there for like $5,000.
So you said you don't know how you'd make sense of going on a grizzly hunt in Africa
in Alaska.
In Alaska.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes total sense. In Alaska. And then you threw out there going bear hunting in Romania. Like, how do you not make sense of going on a bear hunt in Alaska and then jump straight to like Romania?
I mean, a bear hunt in Alaska is 35 G's, man. That's a lot of dough.
Wow.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
True.
35 is a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I think maybe 15 years ago, it was probably $15K, which was a lot of money back then too. But, I don't know. I'd try it. Romania's doable.
Yeah.
There's a few outfitters out there. God knows what'll happen. But, I don't know. I would consider that. Obviously, before Russia and all this nonsense with Ukraine started, you could go on a very affordable hunt in Russia for same thing, about $6,000-7,000 on a.
Wow.
And they have so many bears there. It was like a 5 or 7 day hunt, guaranteed to get an enormous one.
Luisa says, "Have you tried taking your wives hunting or fishing?" LOL.
I have actually. I've taken my wife hunting. She liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
I took her to Fort Hunter Lake and we went deer hunting. Yeah, we had a good time. We actually had a really good time. That's just not her thing. My wife camps for 3 days, and then it's fucking over. And as you know, it could take more than 3 days.
It could take more than 3 days.
It's very plausible.
And I've taken my wife hunting on a quail hunt, and it lasted a few hours, and it was just like it was over.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, this is where you play your Jeopardy music here,
Right?
Because that's what our wives do after the third day.
And one of the first questions was like, "How does this fit on me?" Speaking to the camouflage, I said, "Well, it hides.
You're invisible.
Looks good.
You're invisible. Mission accomplished. You're invisible."
Sorry, friend of the show, Chuck Zimmer says, "What 3-day fishing trip are we taking this year, boys?"
This year, I'm not taking any 3-day fishing. We're running out of time here.
Chuck, why don't you clue us in? I do know, and maybe this is the one that he's talking about, but I know that Charlie's birthday is coming up. Happy early birthday to Charlie, but he's actually taking him out on...
friend of the show.
I don't know what boat it's on, but I I think it's heading out of Long Beach, but they're going on a trip. I don't know if that's the 3-day that he's talking about.
Like in December?
No, like this weekend, the 23rd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's actually heading out in 4 days.
Oh, sweet.
I don't think that's the 3-day, though.
He said it was 3D. So anyway, I could make sense of Romania, maybe. There's another place in Europe, and of course, Raul and I talked about going to Argentina on a pheasant hunt, and on a bird hunt.
That's the AAA tour right there: Argentina, Africa, and Alaska.
Yep, that's a AAA. That's not a bad plan at all, man.
Yep, you need your membership there. My wife actually used AAA last night. Her Toyota RAV4 hybrid, the battery died, and I was at home, and I was like, "What are you gonna do?" I'm gonna call AAA. Very good.
So
how far away are you? 5 minutes.
Oh, it wasn't far. So they just towed her home?
No, they just jump started that hybrid battery, and she took it into the shop today, and we got overcharged. So
nice. All right.
Yeah, for the replacement. So that's your dream hunt.
Yes. What's your dream hunt?
My dream hunt. I had a dream, and really, I'm staying closer to home.
Okay.
The teeth on the animals that I'm going to mention aren't as sharp.
Okay.
Their jaws don't bite as hard, and they don't swim.
Okay.
So for me, really what I want, the weapon of choice that I'd have in hand is going to be my bow.
Right.
My Lift X Matthews 33.
Oh, yes.
1469 plus everything else that's going to cost $3,488 plus tax.
And limitless enjoyment.
Oh, I can't wait. But the dream hunt is really to stay close to home, man. Like if I could stay within California, score myself and, almost impossible elk hunt, a Tule elk hunt, that would be absolutely, I'd be blown away. Yeah. But also to just even driving 6-8 hours away to Arizona. But in the peak of the rut, all I think about is September, having a bow in the hand, and going elk hunting while bulls are just bugling. It's music to the ears.
Well, it's magical, man. That really is a magical time up in the mountains.
It is. And, the past experiences that I've I've been on hunts that have been in New Mexico with Misha during the first week of September. And that hunt was, it just opened my eyes to the whole elk hunting experience. They weren't full on into the rut. They're pre-rut, but during the middle of the night when obviously you're back at camp and just hearing the bugles of bulls is something that if you have not experienced, it's indescribable. Like you can't describe what that feels like. And then obviously with all the hunting industry, the videos, the YouTube shows, and just the bugle fests of bulls being in the rut, and calling them in to within, 15, 20 yards is,
it's cool, bro.
If I could have that experience, that'd be great. We went to Colorado in the peak rut this year, and as I mentioned in previous shows, we kind of went during the time where there were so many hunters, so the pressure really kind of silenced them, and by the time we went to, a lot of the bulls already had their cows herded, so they weren't necessarily looking and searching. They were in protection mode, but at the same time, they were just in call mode to keep their herd together.
Yeah, they cut their cows.
But, my whole vision is just being out there with the bow, hiking a lot, something that I love to do, but just calling out there and just hearing bulls bugle back, and then having the opportunity and also the talent of being able to call something from 100, 200, 300 yards away to within 40 yards of just having that perfect broadside shot, pulling back on the bow. And there's nothing better than the sound of drawing back, being in the moment where your adrenaline is just rushing. And you're looking through this peep sight, through the pins in your sight, and you're just lined up, and you have that full confidence that when you pull back on whatever release you have, whether it's a trigger release, a thumb release, the sound, because whenever you go bow hunting or rifle shooting, the one thing that you're not going to do is go out there and not have any experience or practice with something. Sure. So for me, it's drawing back on that bow, shooting arrows at targets hundreds and hundreds of times throughout the year, the prep, that you're just ready for that. And in that moment where I'm lined up on an elk at 40, 30, 20, 50 yards away, and that moment comes about to where you just pull that trigger, you hear that and that whack.
Yep.
And just knowing that you executed the shot that you had in your mind in terms of, double lunging it or going right for the heart, and then tracking that animal. Because one of the best parts about after hitting an animal is that wait and that anticipation.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, unless you have like lighted knocks or you've got video, you always have that thought in your head of like, damn, did I get a freaking good shot, or did I just fucking blow it? Yeah. Right. Yeah. So you wait until it's the right time to kind of go track this animal. And, I just envision this beautiful freaking 6x6 total symmetric elk just there.
Yeah.
And starting the track, seeing the blood, following it, and then just coming across it. And, that would be the dream hunt. If it happened in California, amazing. Call me the luckiest guy in the world. Would I rather win the lottery or an elk hunt in California? The lottery.
Yeah. Then you can pay for any elk hunt anywhere.
I might just go to Alaska and kill a bear for $35,000.
Yeah.
But Arizona would be a great spot. Utah would be a great spot. New Mexico is an awesome spot. Colorado, anywhere here in the West. But for me, it's just elk. To me, it's just about staying home here in the States. I love Western big game hunting, and people will make the argument all day long. Is it mule deer? Is it mule deer? Is it elk? For me, it's elk that does it to me.
Yeah.
And just having a bow in my hand.
Yeah.
Shooting at one with an arrow, making a perfect shot, in the right time of the season where they're bugling. That to me is my dream hunt. I hear it all the time in my dreams, and I also hear it on my phone and my TV. And, Pua will tell me enough, like, oh my God, girls, daddy's watching hunting films because you can hear the bugles. So my neighbors must think like, what the hell are they doing in that?
Are they role playing in there?
Are they role playing? Like, what's that sound? I've never heard that before.
Oh my God.
But that would do it for me, man.
Yeah. Look, it's a good dream to have. It's a doable dream,
Yeah.
I love elk hunting. I like elk hunting more than deer. I told you I don't like shooting deer. I don't like killing deer. It's just not my. I like eating deer. I just don't like killing deer. If you kill the deer, I'd eat it. I just don't like killing deer, especially does. I killed like 3 does over in Texas last time we went, but I don't like doing it. I have a certain melancholy moment every time I do that. It's funny.
We've heard that story before.
Yeah, I don't like doing it. But I don't mind chasing elk. In fact, elk is when you stalk elk and you're lucky enough to stalk them and you're walking into the wind after them, you can smell them.
Oh, that smell?
Yeah.
You know that there's elk around based off of the smell.
Yeah. I've stalked them in the snow in Colorado. And man, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool experience.
When you are hunting elk and you get that smell of elk, you know you're in the elk.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's amazing how you'll go on a stalk and you'll be chasing after them. Like 2 hours goes by, 3 hours goes by. Yep. You're so far from when you started, and you've gone up and down so many hills, and it's a trip. It's a trip where it takes you.
And the crazy thing about it, they're such huge animals. Like
so
elk are not small. They're so big, and they are just dead quiet unless
silent.
you've got like a bull in the rut and they're just raking and breaking branches. And that just like your heart rate just pumps up like, holy shit, they're like right there.
Man, and they're so good to eat. God, they're good. I would rather eat elk meat than deer meat any day.
Yeah, and the horns on them are just magnificent. They're just beautiful, man. They're beautiful.
I got very lucky that one elk that's at the club. God, it's been over 12 years since I killed that elk. He looks like
5x5, right?
Yeah, he's a nice one. He's a nice one.
You had to hike far for it too.
Yeah, 100 yards from the tent. It's just, look, dude, I'd rather be lucky than good any day.
Yeah.
Honestly, all things said, especially when it comes to hunting.
Sometimes that's what it takes. But you know what? Just the fact that you're out there doing the thing means that, every once in a while you're going to get that lucky hand.
Yeah.
And when it comes, take advantage of it.
Yeah, I remember putting my coffee cup down. I was like, that fucking elk is right there. The dawn was breaking. You could barely see him. The light was breaking and he started walking. He started skylining himself. If I kept bugling or chirping with that hoochie mama, he would have been in a tent. He would have been like, we would have popped the condom on and fucking jumped in the tent. He would have been. It was so nuts to see him argue or fighting with the other elk that were on that mountain. He was just insane. He was hell bent on seeing the cow that was in the tent. The little
would he have been disappointed or what?
He was pretty disappointed.
Or would he have been welcome?
He got a 300 Weatherby is what he got instead of a good time. Yeah, he got rocked out.
You got any hunts coming up or what?
Not this year, man. We're all done for this year. We're gonna see if I can put this thing together in Africa. And
I've got some moments. I think I'm going out this Saturday for at least half a day or 3/4 of a day to I've got a deer tag that's still open that requires a bow in hand. So I'm going to be heading out this Saturday, and then because of the holidays for Thanksgiving, I am heading back to the motherland, heading back to Maui no Ka'oi.
Nice.
So heading back to Maui for Thanksgiving to spend some quality time with the family. And I've got a day pegged out for some axis deer hunting. Ooh.
Just bring back some grind, man.
Yeah, man. So hopefully that all goes well. We're still kind of in the planning phase. So planning on doing some axis hunting coming up in Maui, and then, bringing some home and sharing it with the fellas.
Oh, that's good stuff. Axis is good stuff.
Axis is good, man.
Well, we're a little bit past our time. I think we got
look at that.
Give a shout out to Zimmerman and El Patron. I think that's the fishing trip that they're.
Yep, that's the one. So he's gonna be on the El Patron with Charlie for his birthday. Happy early birthday, Charlie.
Hey, where can they jump into the raffle?
So he's saying that if they join them on the El Patron, that you will be
on the boat
into a raffle for a custom fishing rod.
Sweet.
Z Custom Rods.
Nice.
So Chuck is he's entering the realm of custom rods, and he's done some great stuff. Like some of the rods that he's already customized are fantastic. I know right now he's creating a custom rod for Misha, which deals with some camouflage colors along with some hunter orange.
I think I saw some of that.
Which would look good right next to that hoodie that you're wearing. That's in the military green in our Rifles, Rods, and Broads.
Well, as we wrap up the show, I think we got to call in Randy. Is Randy sober back there?
I don't know. Randy's kind of been waiting on the side. He's been drinking the whole time.
Well, why don't you go into the mailbox and see if you can find the Mullet Mail, and I'll go and see if I can get Randy off the couch.
Let's dig into the mailbox. Dear Mr. Postman, do we have any mullet mail in the mailbox? And yes, we do. So again, if you guys want to send something to Cousin Randy at Mullet Mail, the email address is mulletmail@riflesrodsandbroads.com. I will take the moment to say that we do appreciate all of you following us on YouTube. If you haven't done so already, like and subscribe to our channel, Rifles, Rods, and Broads on YouTube. We reached a milestone the past couple of weeks, and we are now over 200 subscribers. I think our best viewed video has over 1,000 views, which we're really happy with. So it's all about compounding growth. So help us do that. Share our channel with your friends, your family, Rifles, Rods, and Broads on YouTube. You can also check us out on Facebook. You can check us out on YouTube. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. Just a couple of weeks ago, we went on an awesome quail hunt. We've got some great footage. We've got some great stories that we're going to be featuring. The California quail, one of the most beautiful birds out there on the planet, and we can't wait for that episode to come out.
It was a very cool trip, and I think the audience is definitely going to love the.
Oh, they're going to love it.
Out.
Yeah, if you saw the pheasant hunt that we went on, this quail hunt just blows it away. So we've got this Mullet Mail, and as we've had on for the past couple of weeks, cousin Randy is in the house. Randy, how are you doing?
Doing good here. Just landed. I mean, I got woken up. I was fastly asleep over there in the couch next door. But glad to be here with you boys.
So it seems as if like people aren't viewing or tuning in for myself or Langosta, but they really want that. They want more of Cousin Randy. We've got mail coming into this Mullet Mail mailbox at Mullet Mail at Rifles, Rods, and Broads.
Well, let me see what we got here, boys and girls. Cousin Randy here. Happy to see you all. Happy to be back.
Welcome back.
Glad to hear my cousin paid the electrical bill and we're back on. Not to mean that we got unplugged, but we could have been unplugged. But don't worry about none of that. Let's go ahead and read this month's Mullet Mail. And by the way, if you got some Mullet Mail that you would like to share with us, please make sure you hit us up over at Mullet Mail at the riflesrodsandbroads.com. All right, we got a little website thing there going, and then it's all good. So let's read off this little letter here we got. It's not a love letter. It's more like a Mullet Mail. All right. Dear Randy, my name is Belford, but my friends call me Bo. And I will be flying out to California from Virginia to have Thanksgiving with my family in Santa Monica. Belford, Bo, you're fucking up already. Don't go to Santa Monica. It's all wrong there, man. Anyway. I just got word that they will be serving tofuki. Tofuki? Hey, JoJo, what is that, Japanese?
I
is
don't
that Chinese?
know what tofuki is.
Tofuki?
You tell me what tofuki is.
I don't know what tofuki is. It don't sound edible to me.
I know what suki is.
Dude, I bet he'd be happy to have suki instead of tofuki. Anyway, do you have any advice for me? Be nice, a nice southern boy like me, to survive Thanksgiving with my little queefers in California. Listen, you're going to Santa Monica, strike one. You're going to California, strike two. The tofuki may kill you, son. Just don't do it. What you should do is go down to the Whole Foods where all them other hippies go and get yourself a nice little prime rib. And when all them kids eating that tofuki, you go ahead and grill up a little prime rib. And if they got kids, feed the prime rib to the kids. They don't need no tofuki. By the way, if you haven't done so already, we got our Mullet Mail expertise right here, our badge of honor. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll seal you into the records. Now, the other thing here with the tofuki, just don't eat that, man. Just don't eat that. Like you got to have you got to draw the line. You got to have an impassable line, and tofuki crosses the line. Nobody knows what the fuck tofuki is. All right. They don't even know. They don't know. You want to have a nice, fresh, for Thanksgiving, fresh turkey. Tell them you demand fresh turkey or prime rib.
Here in California, it's in season.
That's right. If you don't have none of that, you can obviously go down to the beach over there in Santa Monica, and they got some feral turkey over there. It ain't no tofuki, but you may be able to get yourself some action. You don't even need a shotgun for that. Anyway, let me ask you a question, Brian. What else we got over here? We got any other commentary here from somebody that's not going to Santa Monica?
We do. One of your biggest fans, our friend of the show, Mr. J.
What's happening, Jay, what's going on, man? Jay, I need some camp mail. Guys, send me over some camp mail, man. By the way, if you guys haven't heard, MTV Quibs was over at my pad a couple weekends ago, and we shot a show. We shot a whole show. You weren't there.
I weren't there. I was not there. I was
there.
in the active engagement of hunting California quail.
Yep. So I have a spread. It's out there in the wilderness. Got a great spread. Nice wide open fields. I even took out my lawn furniture out there. Showed you guys how I do my recreational activities. And nobody recreates like guns, whiskey, and guns and whiskey outside.
There you go.
Now, I also were launching a special episode of the Breakfast of Champions, where we start off the day with a nice hot shot of Mountain Gay. And if you haven't seen that, it'll be in that episode. It's part of the whole fun. But please make sure you haven't done so. Make sure you tune in. And just realize that I do like Mountain Gay, and I'm not afraid to say it.
There you go.
I'm heterosexual.
Randy, I appreciate you joining the show once again.
Oh, by the way, boys, if you guys haven't gotten any of this merch, you need some merch. Merch is good for you. It's good for you. Keeps the lights on in here. Keeps Uncle Langosta. Make sure all the bills is paid. So please go ahead and get your little merch. It's $35. And you send me a little email over at the Mullet Mail email address, and we'll get you set up with your merch.
Randy, that sweater looks good on you, man. And look at that merch.
It makes me
Hoodies, perfect in time for fall. So check it out. Send us your interest at Mullet Mail at riflesrodsandrods.com.
JoJo, I feel 20 pounds lighter in that shirt. I mean, it's perfectly, it's got my, it just does everything that I needed to do.
Well, we worked alongside Spanx to make it more, more slimming.
Yeah. If I got spanked, that'd be good.
Jay says he loved the holy table.
No, the table's good, Jay. The table's good. Look, it's a table that if you spill stuff, you don't have to worry about it. It's self-draining.
Jay also says nothing like Mount Gay.
Mount Gay's good stuff, man. If you haven't had any, make sure you ask your friend.
Yeah, it'll make you feel warm inside.
It'll feel me. Yeah. It'll make you very friendly, very sociable. In the morning, early Mountain Gay in the morning, man, nothing gets you going.
Oh,
like
man.
Nothing goes down smooth like a
No. Nice hot shot of Mountain Gay in the morning. It's good for everybody. Anyway, Cousin Randy here. Wanting to thank you for watching and inviting you over next week. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and type in Mullet Mail at Rifles, Rods, and Broads. This is Cousin Randy signing out.
Well, mahalo, Cousin Randy, for joining us once again. We really appreciate your presence. Always a good time. And, we love going live, folks, here at Rifles, Rods, and Broads. So really appreciate it again. Can't say it enough. Like and subscribe to our channel at YouTube, Rifles, Rods, and Broads. Also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Myself, Langosta, always loving the vibe and showing appreciation to you guys. So again, mahalo once again for listening. Another thing that we've got to say is that the holidays are coming up. We have one of the first major holidays next week, Thursday, coming up on the 28th of November. Everybody knows, everybody's getting ready. Everybody's heading to Costco, Sam's Club, grabbing some turkey. It's going to be Thanksgiving, and we all have so much to be thankful for. Family, friends, those of us that are around us, can't say enough. Thanksgiving, always a special time of year. So to all of those out there that are listening, that are viewing, we just want to say from, our family, our friends to yours, we hope that you guys have a very happy holiday season, a very happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's, going live is always fun. Getting to interact with all the viewers is always fun. A little stressful for me, the producer and the engineer back here. But I definitely want to thank everybody who's joined us today. Man, we've gone on, it's almost 2 hours that we've been on the stream here.
And you know what's best is that we had no agenda.
That's right.
You mean that
we almost never do.
That makes you a bit more nervous, Brian, right? What are you guys going to talk about? I don't know.
Always.
Yeah. Well, hey, so let me ask you guys a question, and go ahead and post in the comments below. Do you guys want to see some shooting footage? Now we got hunting footage. We definitely got the quail hunt and some other in the field activities that are going to be coming. They're going to be posting here. We are in post production on those, but we will be hopefully launching those within the next week or two, right?
That's right. And we're definitely, trying to get the audience a little bit more involved here. Tell us what you guys want to see. Some technical know-how stuff, some how-tos, or trip recaps, or some reviews of some hunting areas. What do you guys want to see? definitely let us know in the comments, like and subscribe as always. And hey, we're trying to grow the audiences here. We're around 200 and on Facebook, Instagram, and everywhere. We're definitely trying to get to 500, and man, 1,000 would be a lot better too.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, if you guys can make sure you share it. Now, for those of you that heard my challenge or that missed my challenge earlier in the segment, I have coin challenged both JoJo and Brian to shoot at 1,000 yards.
Challenge accepted.
Now, they have never shot that far.
Nope.
So the challenge is to shoot at 1,000 yards and make a hit within 20 rounds or less.
And what are we going to be using?
We're going to be using my 300 PRC and my 6.5 Creedmoor.
Okay.
So for those of you that know HS Precision, want to give them a shout out. I've got an HS Precision Pro Series 2000.
Along with an HS Precision
Takedown.
Along with an HS Precision
338 Lapua. Along with a 308. Anyway, so those will be the rifles of choice because they're appropriate for that distance. And I also have an Aero Precision. We give a shout out to the boys at Aero Precision in Washington State for making amazing AR-10s. And this is a build that I put together. It's taking me, I don't know, about a year and a half, maybe 2 years to put the whole thing together. So I finally got a proper scope on it this morning.
Leupold.
A Leupold Mark 5 that I bought used.
Fire dot?
No fire dot. It's got an impact reticle, which is the same as the spotting scope. So
Okay.
when you guys shoot, I can give you proper corrections because we're both looking through the same reticle. So that's what we're going to be using. We're going to be playing that at the range. We're going to set up some targets far, far away, and we're going to be shooting at that. So
awesome, man.
I guarantee it. You guys are going to make it 20 rounds or less.
It's going to be interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah, we're going to burn a lot of ammo. So we're going to burn a lot of ammo getting there. So that's our deal. We're going to take a little tannerite. Maybe we'll shoot at some water jugs. It's going to be a rootin' good time.
Sounds like a blast, man.
So we'll be hopefully videoing that soon and bringing it up to you.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you guys have any ideas for shenanigans in the field with guns that we can get involved in that are legal, let us know. Drop us a line, and we'll be open to said activities.
We sure will be.
Well, JoJo, what's another one in the books?
Langosta, it sure is. Another live episode here at Rifles, Rods, and Broads. Again, always appreciate you guys tuning in, sending us your comments, your emails, all your suggestions. Follow us at YouTube, Rifles, Rods, and Broads, and follow us along on Facebook and Instagram. Haven't reached that TikTok level yet, but my daughter keeps telling me, hey, you guys need to go on TikTok. But once again, happy holidays, Langosta, Brian. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you, or to both of you. If I don't see you by the time Thanksgiving comes around,
Right on.
very thankful for you guys. And this was kind of one of those things. We talked about this show back in January of 2024,
And it's
and super thankful for the fact that we're actually doing this podcast. Who would have imagined? But it was a goal that we set out for, and we've been accomplishing it. So again, thank you guys very much for listening.
All right, guys, get your merch. We'll see you on the next show. Send in your comments, and remember, Mullet Mail at Rifles, Rods, and Broads.
Aloha.
Bye.